Hello everyone, this is Wrestling Discussion here. So in this video, I wanted to talk about Drew McIntyre, who I think, without question, when we look back upon WWE in the year 2024, is the MVP, the most valuable player of WWE. Now when we look back, he started 2024 as a heel, which he still is. He plays that role well. He's really immersive right now. His promos sound really personal. You believe what he's saying, and it really sort of lets you immerse yourself in the product. You forget that it's entertainment, and you really feel the realism behind it. Now, when we look back, this heel turn started in late 2023. That's when it happened. He sided with the Judgment Day at War Games to face off against Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, Randy Orton, and Seth Rollins. If memory serves, he turned heel because Jey Uso and Sami Zayn were on that team. They were previously part of the Bloodline, and Drew McIntyre still obviously had heat with them, which now they're sort of rehashing that storyline and having Drew McIntyre go after the old Bloodline, which is good. I like the fact that there's continuity within the story and that he still feels this way. So when 2024 started, not even when it started, before that, in late 2023, there was already a feud undergoing between him and CM Punk. And Drew McIntyre and CM Punk were talking a lot of trash to each other. And that would continue on. And the Royal Rumble 2024, if you remember, Drew McIntyre gave CM Punk the Future Shock DDT, causing a torn tricep. And if we remember correctly, it was the Raw after that where CM Punk came out to announce the injury, and Drew McIntyre came out and he said that he prayed that this would happen. He prayed CM Punk would get injured. Then he attacked CM Punk, and boy did that get heat. A lot of heat. And Drew McIntyre really felt what he was saying. And it makes you wonder about, WrestleMania plans, right? Because it was leaning towards CM Punk and Seth Rollins. What they're doing now, they were leaning towards late last year, but then CM Punk got hurt, The Rock came back, and, as it is in wrestling, plans change, right? And so Drew McIntyre would continue his heel run, sort of mocking CM Punk, he faced Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 40, where he would win the title, but he would only win it for a few seconds because CM Punk attacked Drew McIntyre after Drew McIntyre got in his face on the announce table. Damian Priest would cash in and take the title away. And Drew McIntyre would continuously go after the title, but would always be thwarted by CM Punk. And the brilliant part about this is that he was thwarted at WrestleMania 40. He was screwed over by Punk the next night in a fatal four-way to decide the number one contender. Then he was screwed over again in Scotland at Clash of the Castle. And finally, he got screwed over by Punk at Money in the Bank after Drew McIntyre had won the Money in the Bank and cashed in. It's 4 times he got screwed over there, right? And that's just the 4 I can think of. If there was another one that I'm forgetting, I don't think there is. But the brilliant part about Drew McIntyre is that each time he was screwed over, his anger got progressively worse. It got progressively worse. After WrestleMania, he was angry. After the second time he got screwed over by Punk in the Fatal 4-Way, he was more angry. By the third time at Clash of the Castle, he basically wanted to kill him. And after the Money in the Bank, if you remember, he came out in front of the crowd. Not the crowd, but the crowd in the atrium in the post-show. And just was screaming his brains out, wanting to basically murder CM Punk. And it was really brilliant because the more he got screwed over, the angrier he got, which allowed the audience to become more immersed in the story. And it's interesting because even though he started out as the heel, the more he got screwed over, the more you almost started to feel for him. right? Because it almost became a situation where you got Drew, who's honestly fighting for a championship, and you have CM Punk just continuously screwing him over. And it made you almost start feeling sympathy for Drew, even though you understood where CM Punk was coming from, because Drew prayed for him to get angry. The Shades of Grey feud is, I think, captivating TV. It's good television, good storytelling, because it resembles what life is. Life is rarely ever black and white. Life is shades of gray. And so Drew would feud with CM Punk, winning the first one at SummerSlam, then he would lose at Bash at Berlin, and then he would lose at Hell in a Cell to Punk. And he took some time away. Unfortunately, I think he had some personal losses there, and now he's back, and he's feuding with the OG bloodline, who are now the baby faces. Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and he ultimately seemingly wants to get to Roman Reigns. And I think that's going to play an interesting part in the January 6th Raw match on Netflix between Solo and Roman. But Drew McIntyre, man, his promos are so just... I don't know if he took acting classes, but the way he speaks, you're immersed in it. You believe it. It's real to him. He really does hate Roman. He really does hate CM Punk. He really is this person on TV that he says he is. And when you do that, it makes the product better. It makes it feel more real. And when it feels more real, you get more into it. And WrestleMania 41's right around the corner, and it's going to be very interesting to see who they put Drew up against, because honestly, he's deserving of a WrestleMania main event spot. I don't think it happens. I think we'll see what happens. If The Rock can make it or not, you got Cena and Cody there. You got Roman and Punk there. That's the story that they seemingly want to tell. But you also got Seth there, and you got, obviously, Drew there. Right, but Drew definitely deserves the big WrestleMania spot, in my opinion. It's going to be an interesting booking decision next year. If Cody retains at WrestleMania and they keep his title reign going, I think a babyface Cody Rhodes dropping to a heel Drew McIntyre at the next Clash of the Castle would be perfect to anoint him as champion and give him a real heel run with the title. But that's all for this one, guys. Thanks.